everyone, let's talk about Disgrace by J.M. Coetzee. And this is a novel, very short but very disturbing. It's very tough to read, and I'm going into more detail than I normally would. As the title already states, this is about disgrace. And the back of the book tells us it's about the disgrace a professor suffers after an affair gone sour, and he loses his job and basically moves to the country to live with his daughter, where the daughter and he are attacked and suffer another form of disgrace for being white in South Africa. And I don't know if I would have read the book differently if I had read it 20 years ago when it was written. But now I was just basically appalled by the story and by the characters, especially how it is a story of middle-aged men taking advantage of women and getting away with it. Let me explain what I mean. The back of the book already states that the professor loses his job due to an affair gone sour. This is not an affair. We have the portrait of a middle-aged white man pursuing women and his desires, and that is his only justification for doing what he does. He doesn't respect privacy or boundaries, and he's taking control and really ignoring the wishes of the females he is interacting with. And he is constantly portrayed as a womanizer, as a man of affairs, as a man who likes to have sex, and all these things. Okay, we can live with that. There are people with that. But this affair is clearly him taking advantage of a young woman, and he is clearly raping her. We are described the scene of his rape in the beginning, and it is stated in the book that this is not quite rape, but clearly not wanted intercourse. And I was so confused because I didn't know what the book wanted to tell me. This is in the first few pages, and the professor, when confronted with the complaint of the student, it's just, I don't want to hear what she said. I take full responsibility. He never really acknowledges that she might have accused him of rape, and it's never said in the book. It's always that he has done something wrong. The faculty wanting to help him, supporting him, protecting him, and he is always like, no, I take full responsibility. I am guilty. I will not change. I am too old to change. I will not apologize. I am who I am. That is his statement throughout the book, until the ending, and it never changes. So that is just ugh. Coming to his daughter, she lives on a farm and is trying to make her own living, and we see her through the eyes of her father. And what this man, this predatory man, always does is judge women by their looks, how appealing they are to men, how they should be appealing to men, and how man is important in a woman's life. So already we still have that when he looks at his own daughter. Now, spoiler alert, the daughter and he get attacked by some village people. I don't know. They're described as 3 men, black because Africa, and they're attacking them. They're setting him on fire and doing something to her behind closed doors. So there we have another rape, which later on is called rape. And it is never described because it's so violent and so gruesome. They hardly ever know how to talk about it, and she never knows how to deal with it. And he watches her suffer, and basically how you are after rape. Not well, but never ever in this time he makes a connection of how he feels as the father of a raped woman to how the father of the student he interacted with felt and attacked him. This is again. So we have all of this rape and the dealing of the situation. There is also race conflict in the book because end of 20th century, changing power dynamics in South Africa. So next to or part on the ground of the farm of his daughter, there is a black man, Petrus, who started off as a help and has become a partner and has buying off land of her and is taking over more responsibilities of land and ownership. And he's also middle-aged. He already has 2 wives, one young one living with him right now. And throughout the course, more spoilers, I am sorry, it becomes clear that he was definitely involved in the attack on the daughter, on the white woman, owning the land that he is living on. So throughout the course, it becomes more and more apparent woman, that this is a power play, that he shows her who's the man, that a woman should be married, should be protected, that a woman, especially a white woman, shouldn't own land and try to live of it on her own in this time and age, and all of that. And yet again, the way the story goes, we see another middle-aged man taking control and advantage of a defenseless woman. And again. So looking at this book overall, there is no redemption for anyone. No one is really developing and changing in character. Everyone is just getting away with what they're doing, except the woman. They just suffer because submission, as a white woman says, it's what you have to do to get by. What kind of message is this? Seriously, I don't know how I would have interpreted the book 20 years ago if I had read it differently, being younger, being life differently and society differently. But in 2018, after all Me Too and the outspokenness of advantages taken on by older men, which we all know happens and we all knew it before, but how can you look at this book and be like, ooh, it's looking at humanity and what it means to be human and the desires of male flesh? Just no, I don't get it. Please let me know if you have read the book years and years ago, how you interpreted it. If you're not a woman, if that changes your interpretation, what is it that you saw in the book? I would love to know. Thank you all for watching, and let's talk in comments about Disgrace by J.M. Coetzee. Bye-bye.